If you like a little friendly competition that's fun for all ages, let me spare you a search.
I have been here at White Oak Bowling for 51 years.
I first bowled here when I was like 17 years old back in the 1960s.
The story of White Oak duckpin lanes starts in this strip mall on New Hampshire Avenue in 1959. But it's a tale that almost ended a couple years ago through a series of bad luck and unfortunate events.
Yeah, I mean, if you would ask me, if I thought we were coming back this time last year, I would have said slim to none.
That's owner George Sloan, who calls these 24 lanes his place of peace.
Whew.
Born and raised in the area, George says his parents met at these lanes. He got his first job at White Oak when he was just 15.
I was so fascinated with the machines that I just had to learn them. Eventually became the mechanic here, and then it's all history after that.
There aren't many people who can say they've known their true calling since before they were an adult, but George always dreamed of owning this spot.
There's no way that I could do this without the passion.
The colorful signs outside White Oak that read Grand Reopening belie the struggle the venue has experienced in recent years.
I mean, who would have thought the pandemic would have been the second worst thing to happen to us?
Like many small business owners, George says the lean years of COVID were tough, but he squeaked by. Just when he was getting back on his feet, though, something even worse happened.
I mean, the flood did a real number on the business as a whole and us as people.
Hurricane Ida, a tropical depression by the time it hit the DMV in 2021, blew through and flooded the lanes for weeks. Between flood repair, black mold eradication, and a constant back and forth with insurance and landlords, the future looked bleak. George even started a GoFundMe in 2022. It took a village, but somehow, some way, White Oak reopened in September.
Opening the door was a real touching moment. I got a little bit of a round of applause as I came up, and I kind of had to hold back some emotions at that point.
Longtime customers tell me it's not a coincidence this small miracle happened.
When this place opened back up again, you just can't believe it.
I was sort of jumping for joy.
I was like, hold up, they closed. And when she said, no, they're open, I just talked to somebody. I was like, oh, that's a bet. So, yeah, I'm really happy that they back open.
The way guests tell it, they just simply couldn't let this place die. Probably because fans of duckpin bowling are quite the rabid bunch. Played with a smaller ball and smaller pins, duckpin bowling is all about the precision.
It's tougher than it looks.
Oh, it's a tough game.
It's way tougher than it looks.
It's much more challenging, too, in a lot of ways. When you think that one pin's going to go down and it doesn't go down, well, it does in 10 pins.
That challenge is what makes it addicting. I can now say that from experience.
You ready to bowl?
Let's do it. Have you ever thrown a duckpin ball
I was
before?
going to say, any pointers? Because I noticed there's no, it's smaller.
Right.
And there's no, 3 fingers.
Where are you going to find a sport where preschoolers, seniors, adults, everyone can play?
And that's exactly what it is. Intertwined experiences that give these lanes a special place in the heart of guests like Bill Sessoms, whose bowling league is back at White Oak for the first time in years.
It's almost better than going out and eating crabs.
Or how about former duckpin bowling Congress President Liz Roth, who basically owes her whole family to White Oak?
I met my husband here. That's my favorite thing. And my 2 children were practically born on the lanes here. My son is a pro bowler now.
While George says he's not sure what the future holds, many I spoke to say they're spreading the word far and wide in hopes that they not only keep George afloat, but inspire a new generation of duckpin enthusiasts.
Oh, come on! Yes!
They don't even make the machines anymore.
There used to be hundreds of alleys for this type of bowling in the DMV, but now they're endangered. White Oak is one of the last of its kind.
What's your message to the community who is so supportive?
Whether it was a helping hand, just prayers, wishes, and coming back to bowling. I mean, I literally can't do this without each and every one of you.
I just hope we have a bright, long future here, and I hope people will come and try it out.
All right, George, how'd I do today?
Pretty good for first time ever.
Hey.
Pretty good. I mean, I saw a little spare action. That was nice.
I'm addicted.
That's
I'm addicted,
nice.
man.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Come to the bowling alley, people. It's fun.
Out here at White Oak Duckpin Lanes, I'm Matt Koufax, WTOP News. I got a spare earlier. You didn't see it. I did.